Hello, welcome to another pen video. I've been on quite a roll lately. Those of you who have purchased pens from Japan may recognize this. Excellent shipping, good tracking. It's arrived in about 4 days from the time I won the auction on eBay. This is a pen that I've been looking to add to my collection and wanted to experience writing with. So without further ado, let's take a look at what's in here. We're going to go in from the back side. And we have a bubble wrapped package with some paper filler. And I'll just pop this. I think bubble wrap has at least a little bit more useful life than popcorn. You may recognize the box. Yes, it is a Pilot. Pretty much no other identification on it. This is always a challenge. This opens up easily from this end, so that's probably the end to open it up from. We have the plastic Pilot shell, and as we pop it open we will see a Pilot 74 with a music nib. I got this as a steal on eBay, at least I thought it was a steal. The pen comes in a sealed plastic sleeve. You know it's new. I'll remove it from the sleeve. It's a classic black and gold. It's not a significantly large pen. It does have a nice feel in the hand. Screw cap. And there is the nib, which is what motivated me to buy this particular pen on eBay. It is a beautiful nib. I've seen a lot about it, read a lot about it on different pen forums. Just take a look and see what's inside. Oh, I don't think there's a converter with this, so I'm going to have to go to my collection of converters. Just wanted to give you a quick look at the unboxing of a pen just received. Then we'll take a look at it in a little bit more detail later. So let's do a writing sample with the Custom 74. I have all my bits and pieces here. In my collection I found a Con 50 converter. It doesn't hold much ink, but it's good enough for the writing sample. But I wondered, would the Con 70 work in here? Some of you may have seen my Custom 91 review, which has a Con 70 in it, and I really enjoy the large ink capacity. So I just thought to see if it would fit. So I just thought I would screw the section in, and gee whiz, it screws in and it fits fairly well. So I have a Frankenstein Pilot. So that's interesting to know. Parts are interchangeable. And as you take a look at the section between these two pens, it's pretty identical. Of course, the nib is substantially different. Gold plated, or solid gold, and one's rhodium plated. They're both 14 karat. So I thought that was an interesting tidbit. I got to make certain I put the right parts together because they do fit. Let's see if the cap fits on there. And gee whiz, the cap for the 912 fits on the 74 body. So there are a lot of similarity in their parts, which I wouldn't have known without this ability of putting these two together. So we'll put the Con 50 in place. It's a very tight fit. Pilot has custom. It's a big opening, so you can't just use any converter. I'm going to use another sample ink that I have. Iroshizuku Sayoru It's kind of like dew on pine type of it, so it's a green ink. I figured it'd be interesting on the Tomoe River paper to see how it would work. So we'll put this converter down at the bottom. I've already flushed out the section, as I always do with every new pen. So we'll drop a little bit of ink. We don't need a lot. We'll drain off. We'll cap. I love these little Iroshiku sample bottles. I got 3 colors for the price of one bottle, and I got 3 colors to experiment with and try. We'll wipe the nib down. So as I mentioned, I was very enthusiastic when this pen came up at a very inexpensive price on eBay. It is a light pen. We'll give you those dimensions. Very good material. It feels like the same type of plastic in the Custom 91. So without further ado, let's see how this Pilot Custom 74 with a music nib. So my first response is wow. It is smooth. It's surprisingly soft, because a lot of the Japanese nibs are fairly stiff. And it just glides across the paper. I'm very happy, very impressed. Nice ink flow, and we're getting some interesting shading with this ink. Comparing this to the other modern music nib I have, which is on the Franklin Christoph, that's like a 1.9 millimeter. I'd say this is closer to probably a 1.5 millimeter. Yeah, it's a slow focus there. Sorry about that. It is a beautiful nib. Excellent feed, as most all pilots have. You can see a good look at how the nib is done. It's not a rounded tipping. It's more of a flat tipping. I'm certain there was a lot of hand work done to make the nib work the way it does, and I'm very happy for that. And like I said, I'm really surprised about how soft this nib is. The Custom 91 I have has a soft medium. Mr. Brown recently did a review on a soft medium in a larger nib size, but I just love the soft nibs from the Japanese pen manufacturers. They're not easy to find, but when you do, I strongly suggest you pick one up. So again, very nice writer, very unique, and that's one of the things of my collecting, is I try to add different types of pens. I try to get them at a reasonable price. I have pretty good luck on eBay with that. So I'm very happy to add this into my collection. Let's take a look at some close-up writing. See the nib in action. It sounds a little scratchy, but it's actually quite smooth, and I'm really putting a lot of pressure on the downward strokes. You can see the tines open up. If you do the cross strokes, it still lays down a nice amount of ink, but the vertical strokes, if you put them in just right, as you can see, can become quite wide. Just a little bit of pressure, it just glides across the page. But you can open them up, and the Iroshiku ink does flow quite well. We're going to try a different angle and a different sunlight. Both tines have to be on the paper, and as you can see, the flow out of the tines is very nice. This is not a nib for everyday writing unless you enjoy a nice juicy broad line. So a big thank you for watching. This is just wonderful. And may all your writing experiences bring you pleasure, and may you have many writing experiences. Ciao. Some close-up of the writing, handheld, so it's a little bit shaky, but you can see how the ink is laid down, and beautiful shading in this Iroshiku ink. A lot of their inks have some excellent shading, and the Tomoe River paper, I think, brings that out. And it certainly doesn't skimp on the ink, so hopefully that gives you a better feel for how this pen puts ink to paper.